Most of us have this issue of not doing the things that we have set for the year. If we try 3 months,
I personally think you can set unrealistic goals.
okay. The
And
aspect of faith, Abby.
not just faith,
Having faith.
not just faith. I believe if you're struggling, let's use the Bible Bible example you gave. Let's assume you're struggling to read a chapter, study a chapter every day, and then you decide that you want to read an entire book in a week or an entire book in 2 days. It may be unrealistic, but what if your intention is to stretch yourself rather than, you know, become downcast because someone said no? You seek someone else.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Live Podcast, your safe space. My name is Ruth Oloche. I'll be your host for today, and with me here are my co-hosts.
Happy
Mercy Jumbo.
So on today's episode, we'll be talking about setting intentional goals for 2025 for the year. So yes, that's a very interesting topic that we'll be talking about today. And so the year has started already, and a lot of people they have goals, they have visions, they have a lot that they want to achieve this year. And yes, with those goals that they've set and all of those things, the year will still end and many people will not achieve that goal. It's not like I'm saying something bad.
You're right, Sha.
Yes. So let's
All right.
dive into it.
Talking about setting goals,
Yeah.
I believe, let me not say everybody, but most of us have this issue of not doing the things that we have set for the year. If we try 3 months, and then throughout from April down, when we realize that we actually forgot about our goals, it will be October, then we'll be trying hard again to fulfill or to achieve those goals. And I think there are some reasons why we don't get to achieve our goals, or there are some reasons why some people get to give up on their goals. And one of the things I think is setting unrealistic goals.
Okay.
I'm just saying what I think. Setting unrealistic goals. All right. You know that you are somebody that cannot, or you are still struggling with. Okay. Let's take the Bible, for example, or reading a book. You struggle to read one book in a month. Then you're setting to read 2 books in a month or 3 books in a month. I think that is unrealistic.
And you know yourself.
Yes, you know yourself. So I believe that if you want to set your goal, you should take it one step at a time. Don't, because someone like me, seeing that thing will scare me. And some people will not even get to start at all. Because yes, yes.
So if I hear you, if I'm hearing you correctly, on your what you mean by unrealistic goals are goals that seem to be way out of reach.
Yes.
Okay, let me tweak it a bit. I personally think you can set unrealistic goals.
Okay. The aspect of faith, Abby.
Not just faith,
Having faith.
not just faith. I believe if you're struggling, let's use the Bible example you gave. Let's assume you're struggling to read a chapter or study a chapter every day, and then you decide that you want to read an entire book in a week or an entire book in 2 days. It may be unrealistic, but what if your intention is to stretch yourself?
One day.
You understand?
Yes.
Your intention might be to stretch yourself. But the only way to sustain something like that is to be consistent. So you can set similar only unrealistic goals, but the only way to achieve them is consistency and accountability.
Yeah, accountability.
So I think it's possible to set unrealistic goals and
Okay.
you can achieve them as long as these things are in place: consistency, intentionality, accountability. So
Yeah.
accountability, what I mean by that is you have somebody who hold you
Yes.
accountable.
You can report to.
Report to that will call you, ask you,
Are you doing
Alpha,
this?
have you done this today? You can be honest with. That can keep you on track.
Yeah. I also think if you know what you want, right? Okay. What do I mean by if you know what you want? Let's say for instance you want to earn more. And why do you want to earn more? Is it because or you want to learn a skill that will make you earn more, that will give you that chance to earn more? Why do you want to learn that skill? Is it because it's 2025 and everybody is learning
A new
a
skill.
new skill, a digital skill? Is it because of that? If you know what many people are moved by emotions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And then if you're moved by emotions, you won't achieve that goal you have. So you sit, you ask yourself, it's a very difficult conversation. Most people don't have it themselves.
Mm.
So you ask yourself, why do I want to achieve this?
Yeah.
Why do I want to
This too.
work on this? Right. So if you sit and you ask yourself, I think if you have most people get to have that conversation with themselves, they will achieve their goal.
Because they
Having
have a
clarity.
reason
Yes, they have
why
a
they need
clarity.
to do this.
Yes.
So for
Yes.
everything that we want to achieve, want to do, there should be a why.
Yes, a
Yes.
reason
So
why.
having a why can
It's like a driving
yes,
force.
can be a
Yes.
driving
Yeah.
force. So
Yes.
it's you're not chasing shadows.
Yes.
There's a reason why you want to achieve a certain thing.
Mm.
So okay. So let's assume okay, for many, let's take it this way. For many, every year they tend
New
to
goals.
set new goals.
Yeah.
Like brand new
Like
goals.
brand new goals. And we have goals from last year
That
Oh,
has
go.
been achieved.
one of the things that I believe strongly we need to put into consideration is the fact that you don't just enter a new year and begin to set new goals.
Goals.
You you have to take stock of what you did the previous year, what you were unable to do, which is fine,
Yeah.
which is fine. So you take stock, and based on that, and what you really want to achieve in the next year, you can include what you were unable to achieve in the previous year in your plan for the next year. So you don't just create new plans and then by the time
Abandon the
you
other
abandon
ones.
the other ones
Yes.
when they are still,
Fresh.
what's your take on that?
All right.
Or do you have personal experience of
Oh, no one now. Okay. This year, I lost interest in setting goals because I felt this New Year revolution that we just do, and after in March, just forget about
what
it.
is
And
it with you and March?
because from January to March, you're still
Yes.
There's plenty of pump to it,
the
ginger.
passion is still there. But once the year starts going, and I was like, there is no need for that.
Sorry to cut you. Why do you think the passion wins?
Like she said, first off, the reason why you're doing it. Yes, the reason. Those were the things I got to realize. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Is it because other people are doing it? Is that the reason why I am doing it?
Yeah.
Secondly, accountability. Although sometimes not all of us get very fortunate to have someone that you can be accountable to. Many people are busy these days. Some people don't have that time. They also are not consistent in checking you up and all of that. But accountability too, that, and then the intentionality. I realize with me, if I skip a day, it's very hard to continue. So one thing is that I don't skip any day. If I should start up something, like I said, like reading a book, and I choose to read one chapter every day. If I get tired, maybe I'm very busy, and that day I feel I shouldn't read, I believe that if I don't read one chapter, I shouldn't read at all.
Why do you believe that?
That was my
Okay, so
initial.
now you are born again.
Yes,
You
yes.
are
Right now,
changed.
I realize that it's better. At least I read the book. I'm going to read it, even if it's not one chapter. It will help me to fill in that gap, because that you don't do everything that day doesn't mean that you should just forget about it.
Yeah, sure. Baby
Yes.
steps. One
That
step
take-
at a time.
that
One
was my
step at a
issue.
time.
I want to do everything.
So
So
if you try to do everything, you'll be too hard on yourself.
yes.
So the fact that maybe you skipped a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days doesn't mean you don't continue. You don't beat yourself up. You dust yourself up and continue from where you
Continue, yes.
started. You encourage yourself and continue from where you stopped, rather. So because but if you give up, when bigger things come, means
Yeah,
so it's from the
that's
little
true.
things we learn to be
So
consistent.
consistent,
When
yes.
you mentioned the fact that it's difficult to find people who you can be accountable to because they're busy. There are people that even in their
Busy,
in
yes.
their busyness, they still give you
Time.
listening ear. They'll give you time.
Yes.
A lot of times we are too afraid to ask. We assume they are too busy to give us attention. So
That's
it's better it's better you ask and someone says no. I heard someone say something. Said for every no that they received, they took the no as not as rejection. They took the no as next opportunity.
Wow.
Next opportunity. So rather than become downcast because someone said no, you seek someone else.
Yeah. And also, the people you surround yourself with,
Matters.
yes, matters, because you can't say, let me use another example. You want to, maybe you want to cut down, you want to watch your weight, or maybe you want to have a flat tummy or six packs. And the people you're surrounding yourselves with are gluttons. They eat and they don't exercise. They don't even like going to the gym. How do you want to achieve that? Okay, one of the goals, or the goals I set last year, was to finish the Bible. And to the glory of God, I did not finish. I did not finish reading the Bible, and to also read, let's say, I got a book. Let's not say how many books. And yes, I got one book. I don't know. I posted the book I got. And brethren, it was in December I got this book. The goal I set for the year, it was in December I got this book. And I'm not even done reading the book in January. So 2025. And so this year, right, I got a call from a friend. I got a call from a friend. That was, I think, last week. And this friend was like, he was just telling me the plans he had. And one of the plans was reading as many books as he can and also working on himself and improving himself. And I said, that's what I want to do, right? And I was gingered. He said, you're coming with me, you're doing this together. And I said, okay. Like, I was, not that I don't have the goals, but
having like mind. Yes.
I felt, okay, I have someone now.
can
And then,
push you.
yes. And then he said, what book am I reading now? I told him, and he said, okay, I want you to finish the book by the end of this week. I was like, no, it's not going to work. And he said, we get me fruit.
Can you imagine?
So I was very serious with reading the book and the Bible. Again, another friend. I didn't even say it to anybody. The friend called and said, okay, this is the plan he has. And he would like us to read the Bible, like finish the Bible this year. And I agreed. First day, I did not read, though. Let me not lie. Second day, same thing. The third day, he called and he said, what chapter are you in?
0 chapter.
I said, I haven't started. And the thing is, when we want to talk on a normal ground, we communicate very friendly. But when it comes to that part, he's a different person. Why haven't you read your Bible? And I'll start. So I'm very serious with that reading the Bible. Like, I don't want, even if I miss, even I will tell him, but not that time. So you see, the people you surround yourself with matters. You can't like minds,
having like
right?
minds.
Having like minds around you. You can't say you want to achieve a particular thing and you're moving with the direct opposite set of people of what you want to achieve, it's not going to work. So yes.
On the other hand, I also think, sorry, on the other hand, I also think just as you've mentioned two people in your life
Yeah.
that are willing to push you to do things,
Mm.
can you also be that person to someone else? No, really. Sometimes
Yeah.
we are self-absorbed in certain things that
Yes,
it's just
myself.
about us,
Yeah.
and all that. And then you bask in the cloud, in the euphoria of this person is pushing me. We are trying to achieve this. What
Yeah.
about you?
I also think that when you are checking up on someone, it helps you too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it will be like you are asking this person to do this and you are supposed to be doing it.
There's this sense of responsibility.
Yes, you
Yeah.
feel responsible. So sometimes when you don't find someone that can push you, I think you should push
Push
someone.
it.
Yes.
Oh, push it.
Also.
Yes. So when you're pushing someone, it can also help you to do it because you want to be responsible
Yes.
to do that thing that you're asking someone to do. And also, I want us to have this idea of not always dwelling in the things that we did not do or we did not achieve. I think that is one of the things that used to kill the morale that humans naturally just focus on those things that they could not achieve. And if we can just, like 2024, go back to the goals that we set for 2024 and look at the things that we achieved, we get to realize that we actually did something. But most times we just look at those things that we could not achieve, and to some persons, they just give up.
I think one of the challenges with that is the fact that after setting goals, we don't map out how we intend to
Achieve
those
them.
goals.
That's something
So
too.
for every step of the way, how we intend to achieve them, what per time, maybe per week, per day, per season, until we get to the point where we tick it on our calendar
Yes.
that this
So how you want to achieve your goal
And
matters.
when.
And when.
when
The time.
Yes.
what you should look out for, what you should, because that will also help you grasp opportunities when they come for those
Yes.
things to manifest.
Because
So,
there are some goals too that when I set my goals this year, I realized that some of them is not for the first 3 months, neither are they for the second 3 months. Yes, so knowing when you should achieve this is important.
in essence, you set your goals based on long term, short term,
Yes,
then
and long term.
goals.
Yes.
And then specifically, you can have targets, maybe like you said, 3 months like that, and then the steps you need to take to ensure
Yes, you
that you achieve
yes,
those
that
goals.
mistake people make. Most of us just set goals and start guessing around it.
You
How
know,
to
another
achieve
thing
it.
is, I believe, is we need to, aside knowing why we want to achieve those goals, is we don't sit with ourselves to have a meeting with ourselves for us to understand who we are and why we want to achieve the goals, not in the light of maybe financial gains or relationship gains and all that, but that why we are here and what setting those goals will do in either aligning us with our purpose or helping us to achieve our purpose per time. So I don't know if that's complicated. Let me break it down
Yes,
a
break
bit.
it down a bit.
Okay, so what I mean is, for example, let's say I am a hairstylist,
Yes.
and there are new brands. There are new brands coming out. You have products. You have um, different things, equipment and stuff that back if you hardly enter a salon now, you find that they are your old dryer that
Yes. Yes.
so let's say, for example, you decided that where I am called to is where I meet the people that I'm called to is in this setting. So like I have a hair salon, and then the people I'm called to, this is where we meet.
Yes.
Because the truth is, some of us don't realize that the work we do is also ministry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone selling akara by the roadside, akara is being cake for those who don't know. Akara by the roadside, that could be the person's ministry. So the people the person interacts with, you'll be amazed if you are conscious and intentional about it. The lives you will touch through that
Yeah.
alone. So imagine that I have a hair salon, and then the clients that come in, as I decide that okay, this month or this week I want to learn the new techniques in fixing wig or in massaging people's hair when washing, the new technique in maybe scrubbing feet, the new technique, the kind of equipment, facilities that are available. I want to have an idea of what those things are.
Yes.
I browse those things. I watch videos on how
So
to
it's
use
more
those
like
things.
developing yourself
Yes, my
in the
mind.
area
Yes. So
of
like every week, what new thing do I need to learn? Even
learn.
if I don't have those equipments, what can I do? That will still give those same results, at least something close to that in
Wow.
that hair salon. So
Yes.
you'll be surprised that someone comes to your salon only because of the way you wash
Their
your hair,
hair.
True.
or because of the conversation.
They
You
have.
might not even know how to wash the hair very well, but because of the conversations they have with you, you understand.
Yeah.
Someone else, it could just be um just the way you say, "Oh, you're welcome to the salon. How you doing? How's your family and all that?" And
The
that is the
gesture.
only thing that interests you, that makes you go to that place. So, um, daily, these things we need to set out. Okay, this is what I need to
Yes.
learn, because this is how it will benefit the work I
The
am called to
outside
do,
too.
and this is also how it will benefit the people that are
Those.
coming my way. You understand?
Yes.
So this is my kind of person. I'm a hospitality person. I am very, very hospitable. What do I need to learn to make my work more visible, to make my work more appealing, to make people um feel at home and feel fulfilled, that they don't just come and think and go and feel they've wasted their time.
Yes.
Like even a teacher, I yesterday I had a conversation with a teacher, and teacher said that he realized that the way the children were taught in the previous term, the way they were taught mathematics, it baffled him because he felt that they could do better
Better.
because of what he had seen somewhere else. So in another school. So he decided during the holiday to go and learn by himself. And then this term, he started implementing. Okay, sorry, last time he started implementing, but it affected the pupils because their performance kind of dropped because they struggled with it. But by the beginning of this term, their performance increased
Increased.
because what they began to do that they struggled with became very easy.
Easy for them.
So he consistently decided to,
So
he puts in their faces every day and then help them to exercise it. So just because you teach a particular subject in a school doesn't mean it is all that you have learned that you come and dish out.
Yeah.
You can decide to learn different techniques. Today, you can tell a child 1 plus 1 is 2, right? And then find another means to tell the child 1 plus 1 is
it's
2.
so.
So
Yes.
it doesn't have to be through sticks or two strokes, all those
So
and
building yourself.
so there are different methods to doing things. So there is nothing we can. There are so many things we can learn per day.
Yeah.
So knowing ourselves, knowing why we're here, knowing why we need to do what we need to do, and back to setting unrealistic goals, you can have no idea about something and decide that you want to learn that thing,
Yes.
and with consistency, with
And
intentionality,
discipline.
discipline, with accountability, you'll be able to address
Achieve all
those
of
things
those.
and become better. So
Just
at
a
the
few
same time,
points or
I,
two.
I I know I know that our audience will be expecting goal. You set your goal like this. start this,
No.
you do this, you do that. There are deeper things that we need to consider,
Yeah.
Yeah.
reflect on, so that we can have an understanding of the why, understanding of what we
When.
want, and when, and like that. So,
Yeah, and to add to that, you learning everything, right? That has to learning every day in line with what has to do with your goal, the plans you have. I would also say you should learn um, anywhere you find yourself.
yeah.
You should learn because some people might. Okay, let's say for example, you just let me use you are a hairstylist, right? And then you find yourself where which one will I use? Which example? Give me something. Ah, give me something.
Baby sports.
Okay, sports. Maybe you find yourself in a space where they just do sports, and you be like, it doesn't have to do with me. It's not in line. You will learn it.
I learned something.
Yes, you don't
Yes.
know where you will use it. I was. Let me share. Sorry, I like sharing stories. I was having a conversation with someone one time like that, and somebody will say she's always having conversation. So the person was like there was a time he was working and then he found himself in a space where it has to do with sounds, right? And he didn't say, I won't this
Won't
one
make use of this
yes, I
one.
won't make use of
Yeah.
this one.
Not my
He
field.
learned that thing, everything that has to do with sound. And he said when he got to a place, right? He got a job somewhere. They did not ask him if you know how to do sound. They just gave him and they told him, go and handle the sound. So what if he did not
Learn
learn
it at a
Yeah.
that time? So everywhere you find yourself,
When the
Learn
opportunity
something.
presents
learn.
itself.
Yes. When the opportunity presents itself, learn. Learn that thing.
I
Don't
think
say yes.
I think another thing we need to learn to do, is to recognize our weaknesses and our strengths.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those things also help us a long way. We need to be true to ourselves. That's just the truth. Setting goals does not just have to do with finances and all that. You can set goals to learn to be more patient. You can set goals to learn to be more, um, to learn to honor people more. You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
To be more, you can decide that, okay, I want to learn, I want to do acts of service.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Just random people, you intentionally being kind
People.
to people. You understand? So these are goals
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just I want to hike a mountain, I want to go on a mountain hike, I want to do bungee jumping, I want to be able to give birth to 3 children in 1 year.
No, that's an
So,
unrealistic goal.
what it's possible, it's not realistic. You have
Not
triplets.
realistic.
Oh good. You have triplets. So
Ah,
Yeah.
just stuff like that.
Wow. Should we go on?
I can go on and on and on. There's a whole
So,
lot. There's a whole
yeah.
lot.
So we believe with all those few points of ours,
I'll be
we're able to convince you and not to confuse you that those goals you can achieve them in
Yeah.
as much as you're intentional, you
About
are
that.
accountable to someone, you have clarity,
Sorry, before we go,
okay.
let's be patient with ourselves, because a lot of times we set ourselves up for disappointment.
Okay.
So because we set this goal that, yeah, we must achieve and all that, and then like you said, you miss a day or two, then you're downcast, you're disappointed in yourself, wallowing. You will get up and continue.
Continue.
I said that those who know their God, they shall be strong, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and
Run
not
and
be
not be
weary. They
weary.
shall walk. There are some that will run. There are those that will
And
walk.
walk.
There are those that
And
will soar.
fly.
So
What's-
just one like that. Just one like that until you begin to soar.
and be also be grateful.
Be grateful. Be
Be
grateful.
grateful. When you focus on what you've not achieved, you sit down and you start counting what you don't have.
Yeah.
You'll be
You'll be
depressed.
You'll be
That's
depressed.
just,
Or count your blessings and name them one by one. Be grateful for every baby steps. Be grateful.
even when it seems you failed, be grateful.
grateful.
Because an experience that you learn
Yes.
from.
Yes.
The fact that you even have that goal in your mind, like you had it, be grateful. So yes.
Thank
I
you.
know that the Holy Ghost got you.
Yes. And yeah. All of this goes to did we talk about putting it in prayer?
No, we've not talked about that. So
Village people are calm.
some people, the truth is, sometimes it's not your village people. Your village people will be there, and when you call their names, you'll be like, "What have we done again?" Yeah,
They're
so
also part of it.
After setting all of those goals, yeah, don't forget to commit
pray.
it.
so no matter what happens, you
Prayer.
keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, like I said earlier, with those few points of ours, we believe we were able to convince and not to confuse you
My God.
that those goals that you set for this year are achievable. So in as much as you're accountable, you're patient with yourself, you're grateful for every step, you know yourself, you're patient with yourself, and you take all of those things to God in prayer, they are achievable. So yeah, thank you so much for staying with us up
Thank
until the end
you.
of this episode. And yes, please go back to those goals and be serious about them.
Yeah.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, I forgive you. So
Watch-
please,
We're looking at you.
with corner
watching
eyes,
you.
with corner eyes.
We're watching with bombastic side eye.
So please hit the subscribe button and also on the notification bell. So all of the videos that will be posted here, you will be notified and won't miss any one of them.
That's all.
So thank you so much once again. Stay blessed.
Ciao.
Bye.